Julianne told me, Mom, just do your speech, just do your speech. Okay. I don't know how you follow the Spice Girls. I think that just cannot be followed. So anyway, as Julianne said, you know, I became involved in Mary Kay, became a consultant to help her. That was really my prime motivation for becoming a consultant. I'm a longtime business owner. I own a marketing research company called Olson Research. It's based in Winston-Salem. And I own that business with another woman. And she and I have run that company for about 18 years. And it's been a very successful company. You know, a lot of the things that we talk about in Mary Kay, a lot of things we talk about having freedom, having flexibility with your time, you know, not having limits placed on your income, you know, sometimes those things can happen when you own another company. And what I really want to talk to you about today is the difference between Mary Kay and owning really any other type of business. I know some of you own other businesses, but a lot of you don't. And, you know, owning All Points has been a great journey for me. It was very, very interesting. Marketing research is all about asking people questions, and I love to talk to people. I love to ask people questions. And the great thing when you do it under the guise of marketing research, they will tell you anything. Anything. I have heard all kinds of stories, which has probably prepared me for all these lovely, you know, Mary Kay parties that I do. So anyway, it's been good. But in 2008, our economy suffered a little blip. Did you all notice that? Some of you, like me, may still be feeling the effects of that blip. It was the recession. And my marketing research business is very, very dependent on Fortune 100 corporations. That's who I sell my services to. And Fortune 100 corporations perceive my services to be optional. So in the fourth quarter of 2008, I lost 75% of my contracts. 75%. You know, these retailers at Christmas time were dealing with 10% losses and 15% losses. And I'm just laughing going, oh, if only, you know? So at the end of 2008, I found myself with my credit lines totally maxed out because I needed to make payroll. I needed to be able to pay my people. And, you know, I had just a couple of days. I mean, contracts were canceled in about a 45 period a day of time. And that doesn't give you a lot of time to figure out where you're going to have to lay off or, you know, like, what are you going to do? So I ended up having to lay off about 2/3 of my staff, which really hurt, but, you know, had to be done. And starting in January, I wasn't sure if we were going to survive. I wasn't sure if I would be filing for bankruptcy or if I would be moving on. And fortunately, we were able to move on. And I give God all the credit for that because each and every day, it was like I had exactly what I needed to keep going. I mean, not a penny more, not a penny less, but exactly what I needed. So since 2008, my business partner and I have really been, you know, trying to, you know, figure out what are we going to do with this company. And by the spring of 2013, we had managed to pay off all of those lines of credit that we had taken out. We were thrilled. But by the end of 2013, we were starting to see the handwriting on the wall, and the same sort of thing was starting to happen. Contracts were starting to get canceled again. And we were like, you know what, we are not doing this again. So we just made a decision at that point to make some radical changes in our business, and we've moved it to a home-based business, and we're working things very, very differently. But that was the point when I realized that Mary Kay really needed to switch from being a plan B to a plan A, and I really needed to put time and energy into Mary Kay. Because Mary Kay offers you advantages that other businesses just don't. You know, I had to get out of my office lease. I don't have to have a lease with Mary Kay. I had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of computers, computer leases, software, furniture, paper pens, highlighters, which Julianne was delighted to be able to profit from the paper pens and highlighters. But, you know, I mean, just hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, software, supplies, and you know what? There is no company that I can ship that back to. It is just not worth squat. I had to pay somebody to come in and haul it off to like Goodwill, you know? So, I mean, if you're looking at a business that is going to have highs and lows, if you have highs and lows in your Mary Kay business, it's okay. It's okay. It's not going to devastate you. But if you have highs and lows in any other kind of brick and mortar or service business, you know, those highs and lows can really, really hurt you. Other things in my All Points business that I've had to pay for over the years were things like a website hosting. Do you all understand the power of that website that we have access to? Do you understand the power of having your own personal e-commerce website? You know, those websites are worth tens of thousands of dollars every single year. You don't have to update the products. You don't have to update the prices. All of that is done magically for us for less than $100 a year. I mean, that is just huge, 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 huge. You know, the preferred customer program. Do you realize what that's worth? That's worth tens of thousands of dollars too, that we don't have to pay 70 cents a person. Oh my gosh, we can't even afford that postage on our own, let alone printing and hiring the models for the catalog and all the other things that go into that. And then when you start looking at compensation, you know, most businesses, I mean, if there is a 10% profit margin, the business owner is thrilled. If you have anything more than 10 to 15%, I mean, most business owners would be jumping up and down, thrilled. You know, our profit margin on the sale of our products, you know, is 50%. We get half of that. You know, you may be taking 10% of that and putting it into your overhead, but you're still keeping 40% of your retail. That's huge, ladies. That is just huge. You know, there are not many businesses that allow you to do that, to have those kinds of margins. So, I mean, I just think there's such power in what we have available to us. And we don't always think about it in that way, that you just can't go out and do something else or start something else up from scratch. The brand awareness that we have, the backing that we have on the products, I mean, all of those things are so, so important. And then I guess another thing that I always liked about running my own business, one of the things that I really took a lot of pleasure in was hiring people, being able to provide people with jobs and a good work environment, and being able to train and mentor them. And I knew that within my company, they wouldn't stay with me forever, you know, but they would move on to bigger corporations. And the last time I had to do a layoff, which was last year, I'm very proud to say, actually, that all of my people were reemployed within 60 days. And, you know, and they all got promotions. They all got better positions when they left. And that, I took a lot of pride in that, because I know that a lot of them, for most of them, I was their first job out of college, and I was able to teach them skills that they were then able to apply somewhere else. Well, with Mary Kay, we can do that very same thing. You know, that's what we do each and every day with the women that we work with on our teams. You know, we're there to mentor them and to encourage them. The good news is we're not their employer. So, you know, it's up to them to take the tools that we offer and use them. But we still have that ability to help other people be successful, to show them that there is another way of life, that there's a really abundant way of living, and you can have that abundant life through Mary Kay. I believe that very much. I think that, you know, each and every day should be joyful for us, and we should be able to, you know, to feel that joy each and every day. And I think Mary Kay gives us that opportunity. So as I think about my business and what I want to accomplish with Mary Kay, I really do want to develop a large team. You know, I want to have a team of 75 to 150 women. And I want each and every one of those women to be financially independent and be able to provide for their families in the way that they choose to. But that really is where I want to go with the business. Another thing I really like about what I do is that ability to work with people one-on-one. You know, in the corporate world, when I started 18 years ago, I used to have relationships with individuals within corporations. I would know them. I would know a little bit about their families and their kids and things that they were going through, and really be able to be friends with them. But in the last 5 years, that's really changed. The people that I work with, they move jobs all the time. You barely get to know people. And you're more or less, you're working more with a corporate entity as opposed to working with individuals. And I really miss having that contact with individuals and really being able to build relationships with the people. you know, and with Mary Kay, it allows me to build those relationships with people. And I think one of the neatest things that's happened to me since I started the business is I will have women text me periodically with prayer requests. I mean, these are women that I don't know super, super well. I mean, these are my customers a lot of times. But the fact that they trust me with that just really makes me feel good. And they can trust me with that. And I do pray for them and keep up with them and find out what happened with that particular situation. So, you know, for me, Mary Kay can also be a ministry. You know, you're ministering to these women one-on-one when you get together with them. You learn about all kinds of things that are going on in their lives. And sometimes they just need somebody to talk to. They want you to come to their house. They want to see you. You know, yes, they're probably interested in getting the facial, but they just want that contact. They just want to bond with someone. And it's really important that we be open and offer that too, I think. That's all I have to share with you today.